Okay. Tablet just freaked the fuck out as soon as I hit record. This video will contain spoilers. Argylle. Universally negative ratings. Picked up by Matthew Vaughn. Watched it in cinema. Starring, of course, they put Dua Lipa as the main star. Bryce Dallas Howard, Henry Cavill, Sam Rockwell, John Cena, Rob Delaney, Samuel L. Jackson, Bryan Cranston. There's a shit ton more people in it, it feels like. But I can't think of anyone right now. It's underrated. Like, people now are always... Nothing is ever just bad. It's always dog shit now with everyone. Like, the trailer didn't look the best, but it didn't look terrible. And people are acting like it's the worst thing ever. I guarantee it's a Critical Drinker has already made a video, even probably long before the trailer came out, saying like, Argylle, the death of the spy thriller. Even though it's not a thriller, it's a comedy. But... And it was quite funny. Although I have more bad things to say than I do good. There was a scene where there was an oil spill and they couldn't fire their guns because, you know, it could light the oil on fire and the entire ship they were on would blow up. So Bryce Dallas Howard sticks knives in her shoes and then gets another knife, sticks it to the end of her gun, and just basically does ice skating on oil. And it was quite good, but at the end of it, she eventually fires her gun, which, like, you know, she wasn't in the oil in the first place. Now she's in the oil and she's firing her fucking gun. Like, I don't get it. The twist was done terribly. Like, you need to leave clues if you're going to do a plot twist. This was more like Now You See Me, where it was... It felt more like... I loved Now You See Me when I first seen it. I was like, I think 9 or 10. Because, oh my god, this plot twist, I did not see this coming yet. You don't see it coming because there's no evidence. You need clues that Mark Ruffalo was a magician, or that Bryce Dallas Howard was actually Argylle. But the only clue, and it's really stretching the definition of the word, is the fact that she keeps on seeing Argylle everywhere she goes, like in the reflection of mirrors, and she sees Sam Rockwell's character as Argylle. The post-credit was just downright offensive. Like, it takes place in a pub called the King's Man. So you think, oh, they're teasing the new Kingsman film. Like 20 years ago, say, okay, this could be like an origin story for Harry or something. And what it is, just a guy walks in, orders something, and the bartender's like, we don't have that. But the guy keeps on, like, asking for specifics for this cocktail, I guess. So the bartender just pulls out a briefcase, opens it, there's like a gun and a silencer. And it has like engravings and shit on it, so I don't know if it's special or not. I don't think they're actually going to explain it, because the whole thing of the... I need to close my door. The whole thing of the post-credit is that at the end of it, the bartender asks the guy, like, oh, by the way, what's your name? And the guy's like, first name Argylle. So it's just like The Kingsman is actually a film adaptation of the Argylle book series. So I guess Harry is Argylle, and I didn't mind there being a connection. I knew obviously they couldn't do it like they're in the same universe thing because Samuel Jackson would be playing two different characters. Not that, not that that stops other things. But it's just it's offensive to a fan of the Kingsman series. I think there was more things to talk about it. The action was not the best. Like I feel like even now, action scenes still like they still use sound effects, but there was no sound effects in this, so you don't really feel the hits at all. And yeah, it makes it more realistic, but it just realism isn't always a good thing in media. I feel like I'm better off just using sound effects. And there was a scene that like tried to be this film's version of the church fight from the first Kingsman, but it just wasn't done anywhere near as well. It was like Bryce Dallas Howard says to Sam Rockwell, "Oh, let's dance," and she meant that literally. Like they were in an armory and they came out through a couple of like colored smoke. I don't know why they have colored smoke grenades. Yeah, it looked great in the film, but it just made no sense. Just throw a bunch of smoke grenades, they kill a couple people, but then they get rid of the smoke with they have like fans that pull it out, and they start dancing while fighting. I feel like there's another film or something where people dance while fighting, but I can't think of what it is. But it didn't work out. Overall, I would say that this is the third, like if I were to rank these from 4 being worst, 1 being best, I would say this is 3. Like number 4 is The King's Man, number 3 is this, number 2 is Kingsman 2, and number 1 is Kingsman 1. Don't get me wrong, The King's Man is great. It's just, it's a bit boring. There's not as much action in it, and it's not a comedy. And it just feels weird for a film to go from being a comedy to not being a comedy. If they made a Kingsman, or if they made an Argylle 2, I wouldn't be against it, although it wouldn't really make sense. By the end of the film, it's like she's retired and she just wants to focus on writing her books. They could do like a sort of John Wick-esque thing, but it just wouldn't work out.